We're truckers,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And we run the U.S. And back and forth. So when they come out with this Vax Pass, we just stopped running. So now, when you opened it up and it was the 5th?
The 3rd. Yes.
The 3rd?
Yeah.
We're wondering now, if we go down with the loads like next week, and we come back and they try and stop us, then what?
Then nothing will happen to you.
Well, that's what.
Yeah.
There should be no foolishness.
No. Actually, there were a lot of people that were crossing. Even there was a video of a lady who crossed, right?
Yeah.
So basically, just
We probably just could have kept going anyway, maybe.
yeah, exactly, because they're just trying to bully everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
And in this end of the country, it's going to take a lot to wake people up, like they're going to have to see.
I've already experienced that with PEI.
Yeah.
So I put out the video saying, you guys are going to have to stand up for yourselves because I can't do it all by myself. You know, I lifted the restriction back in February 3rd. And if you guys keep on putting up with the nonsense, then, you know, what is that doing to what we're trying to do as an entire country if this island continues to put up with that nonsense, right? So they're going to have to stand up and recognize that there's a new queen and that they are with the new queen. You know, I've opened up the gate.
Yeah.
The lock has been removed. And people are just, it's still closed. No, it is not closed. It's open. So, that's what's happening here. Is people need to walk through that gate because there's no more lock.
That they're going to have to see arrests before they around here. It's terrible.
See, the one thing is, I think the deep state operatives are wanting me to use force. I don't use force. I encourage people to stand up for themselves and recognize they have to choose freedom over that fear, because that's what it is that they're choosing fear at the moment. Because back in February 3rd, I announced that we are backed, I'm backed by the United States Armed Forces, and excuse the language, hell or high water, my rule is going to be enforced by any means necessary. So there is that. And when people keep that in their minds, that what they see on television is just that drama, then they're going to...
It's just a soap opera all done on TV.
Exactly.
Get your popcorn and enjoy it.
Exactly, yes. But they have to take that stand and live their lives. Because, as I said, it seems that they're comfortable with the restrictions in PEI, and I wasn't going to put my convoy through that to show that. So I've done my job trying to connect with the people and have lifted the restriction, but now they themselves here or in the PEI have to do their part.
Makes sense.
That's what it is.
And that's what we're supposed to do, is stand
Exactly.
up. Stand up.
Yes, because there's nothing there that is holding the people in Parliament. They don't exist. They have no power whatsoever. But yet, because of the mainstream media, there's that fear.
Yes.
Now the tax department is still functioning.
They are digitalized.
Yeah,
No one's there.
That they want to come after me now for claiming money for meals from 2 years ago.
And who do you speak to when you call?
I didn't
CIA?
call yet.
Exactly.
I just got the paperwork.
Exactly, because all of that is now automated. They actually have no power, just like the IRS in the United States. They have no power in Canada because they were part of the old system of the corporation, and the corporation's bankrupted and they're gone, and so is their fake monarch. So they are basically agents of the fake monarch, collecting taxes from Canadians and sending it over to London. That's what was happening.
Now what about what's going to go on with the RCMP, being their oath was all to this queen that wasn't in this country, and in their oath it does not say Canadians or Canadian citizens, it's just to this queen over in England. corporation. They're nothing. They have no allegiance to Canada whatsoever once they signed that oath. Just over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, what'll happen to them is they have one choice and one choice only: to take allegiance with Queen Romana and we the people of Canada.
Will they have to re-sign a new one?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Because, like CRA, they are also agents of the Queen of England.
Well, that answers a lot, right? That means a lot to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. And quite honestly, because their head office is actually in Washington, D.C., guess who controls Washington, D.C.? Mm-hmm. Right? So, and if you guys have noticed, I don't know if you were paying attention to my announcements about Ukraine and
Yeah.
inviting
Yeah.
Russia into NATO alliance, not NATO, but NATO alliance. And also with regards to what's happening in Ukraine, if you guys were paying attention, that I said NATO alliance to recall them and back them up a bit. So, and for US to back out of Ukraine, and so no one's there other than Russia and our special forces that we have endorsed to clean up the deep state
Now, is the
government in
Zelensky
Ukraine. Yeah,
bad or good?
bad.
Bad. He was the one that
That's-
took over, continue on the cabal.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
Clinton, Soros, Obama's
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see him doing quite a few little TikTok or Telegram videos and
Yes.
stuff. Not sure what he's saying because I don't understand the language, but
Yes, but I have said that we are removing the deep state government of Ukraine, and that's what's happening, and I expect
and that's
Kiev.
what Putin's doing.
That's exactly what Putin is doing, and as I had said numerous times, that Vladimir Putin is not our enemy, but is a friend.
I always thought
Yes,
that. I always
and-
thought that he was a good.
There's a fellow that exposed election fraud in 2016 in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So he used to be a cop, and then he had to leave the U.S. or he wouldn't be around. They had to leave his family and kids in Florida.
Yes.
So he takes videos and he travels around Russia over there. That's a beautiful spot over there, and you couldn't get nicer people.
Yes.
They treat him just like gold.
So it's mainly the mainstream media that has been programming the world that Russia's bad. They've reversed anything that was bad. They made it good. Like, for example, someone asked me, "Why did you choose Canada? You could have chosen the other countries to help." And I said, "Well, because Canada was the worst in terms of all countries."
That's what I always thought.
So, that's why we're using, we're not only liberating Canada and have liberated Canada, but I'm using Canada also as the template for the rest of the world as to how a monarch should be leading her people or his people. And also, of course, the cleaning up of all that politicians. I have said numerous times, there's no more politics in Canada, no more politicians. Don't expect any elections coming up.
What
It's
about
not
these
coming.
lodges that we got across the world?
Sorry.
The Masonic lodges, how are we going to change them?
Which lodges?
Masonic.
Yes, I know. Yes, I've heard you the first time. So, yes.
We have one more minute. Do you have any more questions?
Workers' compensation. What's
Yes.
going to happen with that?
It'll be removed.
Good.
There is no need for insurance when these people are actually just collecting money and actually not paying we the people the amount of money that's owed to them. So,
I'm on
and these
workers.
people have been using people's money and investing it overseas.
It's on the stock market, I understand. Yeah. Because I had to fight to get my workers' comp and everything, and I was just, after I followed you and you were saying about the med beds, I know that I'm not going to be on it afterwards because I'll be healed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
So-
there's no need for these types of insurance.
Good.
with the
And
mid-beds.
car insurance and
There's no need for that. also.
no need for none of that.
No, because all these people were just taking money from we the people and sending it.
How long do you think before the price of fuel and stuff start coming down to reasonable?
How far? How long?
How long a period?
Well, I would like it to be now.
Yeah,
And
so
would we.
that's why I said, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, Manitoba, everywhere,
They're starting.
start the drilling. And it seems that they have started drilling. And I said, until it's 50 cents. Hopefully we can bring it down to 25 cents, but I've used the cap as 50 cents as a start. Because we have so much oil.
Yeah, it was
And-
down to 68 cents 3 years ago.
Yeah, we have so much oil, and it's just the nonsense government corporation that was just, of course, they wanted their green technology, and so that's why they were blocking all of our oil and gas. That's all it was. It's just political nonsense.
Mm-hmm. All of it.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah. And I heard you about your lodges around the world. So
You're heading to head office on your way to Newfoundland.
yes, I'm quite aware. Yes, but I travel in peace and prosperity, and and you guys saw that I didn't use force to enter
Yep.
PEI, and
You lead by example.
exactly. So that's how it's done. Now PEI people will be calling their premier, whomsoever is still left, and saying, now we've missed the opportunity to see the Queen because of your political nonsense. You see, that's how you get people to stand up and hammer down their politicians.
The metric system. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yes.
That was brought in here, 1976, 77.
First Trudeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be using
We're going to
the
use the
same
met-
as the U.S.
same as the U.S. is imperial.
Yes.
So
We're going to be. Yeah.
we're going to get rid of the metric system.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So sends all of that.
Because I always
Done.
thought that was just to trick us because a
20%
liter is
loss.
less than a gallon and they can charge all kinds of money for that and make it,
Yeah.
make it look like it's a small amount that you're
But
getting
it's-
big money for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes.
Thank you.
Any last
I've got
question?
lots, but everybody else has got lots too.